So basically gonna show you some interesting possibilities of building a watch using custom made dials, custom made hands. So in this build we're gonna use this laser engraved dial, and if you play the game then you know what's this. I used to play by the way too, but it's kind of addicting, so I quit. Then we have this aftermarket plus custom made secondhand. It's not really clearly visible here. You're gonna see it better on the dial. And of course an H35 black date window and this 40 millimeters submariner case. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, we're gonna start with applying dial dots actually. So yeah, my dials, the one I showed just now, I do not make dial fit because it's a big headache. I tried. I bought soldering. I tried to play with it whole day, but it didn't work. So after whole day of disappointment, I decided that I will keep applying dial dots. It's so far the easiest way to deal with such dials without a fit. I apply just 4 pieces, as you see. It's more than enough. Not too close to the date window so it won't touch it. Yeah, I didn't post the videos very long time already because after my recent videos about the dials, I've got a lot of orders and I was very busy making mostly dials and some watches. So this is the first video after a really long time of just doing work. So we have here 4 pieces. You see it doesn't touch the date wheel, that's very important. And it's a 3 o'clock movement and we have date window at 3 o'clock, so it's very easy to align. Just use your hand-eye coordination and try to stick it perfectly. The good thing about the dial is that you can use any dial and basically, yeah, any dial, any movement. The bad thing about is if you don't have a good eyesight or your hands are shaky, then it's gonna be relatively difficult to place the dial perfectly aligned with the date window. Like in this case, it seems to be good. We can move a little bit lower. Yeah, and another good thing about dial is that you can always change the dial position. You can move it slightly, and then when you're happy with your date window position, you just press it from the sides on the points where you put dial dots, and that's it. That will stay there forever or until you disassemble the watch. Yeah, I know that some people don't like dial dots because sometimes the dial can be shifted when you close the case back too tight. It happens. It's pretty common in some cases. In some cases, no problems at all. So I think it really depends on the case you use. Like this one, this case I'm using probably first time, so I don't know. Let's see how it goes. But if you have that problem that the dial is moving after you put it in the case, I recommend you applying a little bit of glue between the dial and the movement from outside. If you're using super glue, that's very risky, so I suggest you using some different type. For example, this one works perfectly for the dials. I'll just show you how it flows. It's very easy to apply. It doesn't go inside the movement, so it's safe. I'm not gonna press it, so I need to wait a little bit. Yeah. So just like this, it's not like super glue that it's easy to mess up the things. Very, very easy. And by the way, if you made any part dirty by this glue, you can always clean it. It's kind of like a rubber. You can remove it very, very easily. And at the same time, it holds the dial really, really nice. So we have the first part. I already talked too much. Everything beautifully aligned, the center hole, the date window aligned. And now we can change the time, go to midnight. There you go. So I was going to set the first hand, but then I realized that I didn't put any marks for 12 o'clock or any hour position. So what to do in this case? I think just use some improvisation. I will use the chapter ring. What I can do, I can align it with the date window, just like that. And then using some marker, I will leave the mark on the movement from outside. Of course, it's better to leave some marks on such dials, but in our case, we don't have a chapter ring in this case, and we don't have any indices or minute marks on this dial. So if it's even a little bit off, it won't be noticeable at all because we do not have any marks for the reference. You cannot see that mark from this angle, but I can see it. It's already aligned. And now let's check the hand alignment. A little bit too high. Let's put it lower. The tip. This side looks all good. And then let's align it again with the 12 mark. Just making sure, kind of making sure that the hour hand is on 12. But I think better if we put it on 3 o'clock. That's gonna be way more accurate. Sorry guys, I have to move it a lot off the camera because basically the phone is in front of my face and it's not easy to check the alignment this way. Aligned with the mark. Now you see the minute hand is, the tip is too high, so simply push only the tip lower. Because you see the hand already sits pretty low. I don't want to overdo it, so I have to push only the tip. Just like that. It's much better, still a little bit. Looks very, very nice. Beautiful. And now the most interesting hand. The second hand. It's a little bit more difficult to set than regular second hand because this one is much wider than standard and it's not easy to see. Underneath. But because I'm a pro, for me it's relatively easy. Okay, I'm joking about a pro, but yeah, I've got some skills already after practicing this long. Check the alignment. Let's make it a little bit lower. Yep, this will work. Let's start the movement, and that's how it moves. Very, very cool. Yeah, so as I say, there are limitless possibilities with custom parts for mostly for and age movements, because that's the most common and it's the easiest to modify this way. But any other movements as well, especially dials. Dials actually really doesn't matter which movement you're gonna use. I just need to have if there is a date window, I just need to know the size and the location of that window, and such information for most movements is available online, so it's not a problem. Yeah, and by the way, this second hand is made of aluminum. It's very light and relatively durable, and also this kind of dial is very durable, so don't be afraid to touch it. I'm wearing this just for for the video, basically, because all these parts, there are no marks. You cannot leave marks on them, and if you do somehow leave mark, you can easily clean it even by brush and soap. So this kind of dial is very durable. The same with the second hand. So the hardest part is done, and now we're gonna clean this dial again and put it in the case. Even if it looks clean, still try to clean something, because very often you might not see small particles until you put it back in the case. So to save your time, just clean extra. Now let's remove the crown stem. The way I do it, I show you in every video. I take basically any pin, put it on that small dot underneath, and remove the crown. Clean one more time. It's now too much. My case already cleaned it before making the video. Wow, it looks so good. Yep, so I was right, it was 15 millimeters for the crown stem, and I just regulated the movement for plus 5 seconds a day. And basically we have a few steps, just a few steps left. First, we have to close the case, and before that I apply silicone grease on the gasket. This one, China made. You can find it easily on AliExpress. I think everybody uses it. I don't close it tight yet because I wanna check if there is any dust inside the watch. Because even though I check super carefully, still can happen that there will be something. And the last step, I already remove these finger prisons, and let's apply the bezel insert. Since we don't have any marks on the dial or chapter ring, so it's really doesn't matter much. Just try to make it kind of in the center. Just like that. And here is the final look. Looks very, very impressive. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to share with you the process of making this custom watch, showing that it's really way more fun to assemble the watch from real custom made parts. And as I say earlier, there are limitless possibilities for custom builds. Your imagination is the only limitation here. Absolutely anything you can imagine can be done. For the hour, minute hand, for the second hand, case, the dial, can make it in color, can make it 3D. So a lot of possibilities. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.